Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Rahmat. I'm currently studying International Management Program at Department of International Business and Economics at Kuala University. And now already with us, Arinal. Arinal is my partner. So Arinal, could you please introduce yourself so everyone can know who you are?
Thank you, Rahmat. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Arinal Haqqa. Currently, I'm studying in International Management Program at the same program, which is in International Business Economy Program at University of Syiah Kuala in Banda, Aceh.
Okay, Arinal, thank you very much for your introduction. But before we start our actual conversation or discussion, could you please first tell us what are you currently doing other than just being a student that going to campus every day?
Actually, I'm just finished my private tutoring English class in Kangguru Foundation at Gampung Tanjung. Do you know where is Gampung Tanjung, Rahmat?
No, actually I don't really know where Gampung Tanjung is since I'm not the citizen of Banda Aceh, but hopefully someday I can go there and get my private English class.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, how about you, Rahmat? What currently are you doing?
Actually, I'm currently just finishing my competition. It's called Pemilihan Agaminong Aceh. So it's basically this competition looking for a new ambassador of tourism in Banda Aceh. It's actually a very benefit experience for me because I'm meeting a lot of new people with different perspective, and I got a lot of knowledge specifically on tourism and economic sectors.
Oh, nice.
Arinal, do you know what we're going to do in this afternoon on this podcast?
Of course, in this afternoon we will explain about market force, demand and supply, but we will more focus on supply.
Okay, so we'll more focuses on supply. Also, don't forget everyone, in this discussion we will also bring one of the most popular topic that popular now in Indonesia, which is related to BBM or bahan bakar minyak, or the increase of prices on the fuel in Indonesia.
So without further ado, let's get started. So Rahmat, if we talk about demand and supply, it's better if we know the definition first. So can you explain about supply and then I will explain about demand.
Okay, Arinal, thank you for the opportunity. So actually supply is a word that describes the amount of goods or services that are available to people or customer to buy or get. There are also a theory called the law of supply, where it states that if the prices increases, it means the quantity of the supply will also increases. So for example, if we talk about the case of a coffee shop, we can see the problem from two different perspectives, which is the perspective of the CEO of the coffee shop and also the perspective of the customer itself. So if we see from the CEO perspective, this CEO will increase the prices along with the quantity of the product in hope that their loyal customer will keep buying their product no matter how much change the prices. But if we see from the customer perspective, it's literally not 100% accurate, because as a customer, probably or usually we will think more than once to buy the product if the prices are changed from one prices to another prices. I think that's a very simple example from the concept of supply. How about demand? Can you explain about the demand?
Demand is how much consumer are willing and able to buy something. It means, for example, I want to buy 1 ton of apples. The question is, am I able to buy 1 ton of apples? Maybe it's yes or maybe it's no. So when we talk about demand, that's not only talk about willing, but also talk about able to buy. And then the theory we need to know is law of demand. Law of demand said if the price is increasing, so the quantity demand will decrease, and if the price is decreasing, so the quantity demand will increasing. For example, when we talk about law of demand, we will think in buyer point of view. So for example, we go to groceries and want to buy something item, and the price is increasing. So we as a buyer, we will buy more or less. Of course, we will buy less because the price is increasing. And then if the price is decreasing, so we as a buyer, we will buy more because it's cheaper. Yeah, I think that's all my explanation about demand. So the point we can take from the demand and supply is customer will decide about the amount of demand, and the other side is seller will decide the amount of supply which will be offered. Okay, I think after this, Rahmat, we will explain about market and competitive market, because they have a very strong relation with the supply and demand.
Okay, so everyone, as what Arinal said, after this we will have a very interesting conversation regarding about market and competitive market. So keep watching our video. Okay, so Arinal, let's first talk about the market. So if you talk about the market from the economic perspective, it has the definition of the composition of system, including the procedure, the social relation, and also the activities on the exchange any goods and services between the provider or the producer to the consumer or the buyer. So if we would like to see a simple example of this concept, we can go through the traditional market in Indonesia, or the digital based market in Indonesia like Shopee or Tokopedia. So in that place or in that platform, we can see where the provider or the seller meeting the customer to doing an activities of exchange any good or services to fulfill their personal needs. I think that was one of the simple example of the concept of the market.
Okay, so the point we can get from the concept of market, market is where the buyer and seller were met, right?
Yes, exactly. Market is a place where the buyer and the seller meet. And also, if we talk about the market, it has a very strong relation to the competitive market. So Arnal, maybe you can share with us what is the competitive market and the example.
Thank you, Rahman. Okay, I will continue to definition of competitive market. Competitive market is the market with many buyers and many sellers. It means each seller have many buyer and each buyer have many seller, and then it has a negligible impact on the market price. It means one seller on one buyer cannot determine the price in the competitive market. For example, there are five sellers in the market. Let's suppose they selling Thai tea, and one of them selling Thai tea at 50,000 rupiah. It doesn't mean he will dictate the price in the market. For all seller must sell the Thai tea at 15,000 rupiah. But because they have many seller in the market, the other seller will say they will not sell Thai tea at 15,000 rupiah, but they sell Thai tea at 20,000 rupiah because they have similar item or even same item, and they know if the buyer will not buy at 15,000 rupiah. So that example for competitive market. And in the competitive market, we call they as a price taker, not like monopoly market, because monopoly market it's called price setter or price maker, because they have only one seller in the market. For example, PLN, so they can charge their product whatever he want, because the buyer cannot buy anymore else.
Okay, so thank you Arinal for explaining to us about the competitive market. So everyone, we just finished discussing about 4 important definition. First we talk about the definition of the supply, we also sharing about the definition of the demand, and also we discuss about the definition of the market and the competitive market. So after this session, we would like to come into our main session, which is we will discuss more and a lot about our study case related to the issue of supply, which is we will talk more about BBM or bahan bakar minyak, which is one of the most popular issue now in Indonesia.
Just stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
So Arinal, did you know that a couple of days ago, specifically on 3 September 2022, our President of Republic of Indonesia, which is Mr. Joko Widodo, officially declared that the BBM or bahan bakar minyak, specifically on the subsidy fuel, will be increases in terms of prices. Actually, the government said there's a lot of reason behind why this decision being taken by the government, but as what I hear, that one of the most popular reason are because the government think before this that more than 17% of people in Indonesia that consume the subsidy BBM are not on target. What do you think about that? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I have heard about that because that's a trending topic now in Indonesia, and everyone was talking about it. But that have a negative impact to some of my friends because we like to walk around with a motorcycle or a car, and some of my friends now hard to join because the fuel was increased, and mostly type of fuel was increased in Indonesia in terms of price like Pertamax Turbo, Pertamax, and Pertalite.
Yes, actually what Arinal said is really right, everyone. So if we see these issues from the student perspective, like us, like me also, we can say that the statement of the fuel will be increased and already increased actually give a very specific impact on us as a student, because as a student we usually on one day going to a very different place using the personal transportation, of course, like we're going to the campus, we're going to the coffee shop or any other place, and by increases on the fuel prices, it will be push us to buy more fuel or BBM, and it's really impact on our personal financial condition, right?
That's a difficult condition for students like us, and we can see a simple example in Aceh, specifically for students that using a public transportation like Gojek, Grab, bus, or even Hiace for students that live outside Banda Aceh, have experiencing an increase in the price even though it's same destination.
Yes, you're right actually. And also everyone, after Arinal said about the impact on our around environment, so I would like to also add some effect of the increase on the fuel prices in Indonesia in a big line. So some of them are the first, the decrease of purchasing power. So by the increasing of the fuel prices, the consumer or the citizen probably will think more than once to buy BBM, because it really depends on their personal condition of financial. And the second one is about the rising of basic material. As we know that the fuel has a very strong connection with our personal life. That's why when the fuel prices are increased, maybe the basic material will be also increased in terms of prices, like food, like clothes, and other else. And last but not least, are the one of the most thing that we afraid are the issue of poverty. We know that the increases on the fuel prices will probably impact on the poverty issue, because maybe a lot of people will lose their job.
From the impact that Rahmat telling to us, we can in generally we can save our cost by using an electric car, and it also more eco for our world, and the relationship, maybe this is example that related to our discussion, market force, demand and supply, because when the price goes up, the people that using a petrol car is hard to take care of their car, because it's more expensive than electric car. So they stop buying a petrol car, then switch to an electric car, because it's more cheaper than petrol car. So it's makes the demand of petrol car is decreased, and the demand for electric car is increasing.
Okay, sounds like one of the interesting solution. Okay, so I want to add one of solution. So actually, after the government declared this issue, probably we know that the society will have a lot of question why this decision being taken. But from the government perspective, they already prepare one of other solution. So other solution that prepared by the government are, the government will giving the society the social assistance or a donation. So after this issue, the government will giving the Indonesian citizen with the social assistance or donation, in hope that it can give a normalize on our condition after this increase of prices on fuel. So probably you can see the full description of the donation or social assistance on this picture.
Maybe something that we described previously show us the market force is really have an effect on our daily life.
Yes, we also have already discussed a lot of things with a very long duration, and at the end we would like to say thank you very much for watching our videos.
See you in the next video.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.